Roasties, welcome back to Let It Ride. We are here, quarterfinals. Group stage is out of the way, as exciting, boring, whatever you want to call it. They're out of the way. They're gone. We're into the heavy stuff now. Knockout finals, football. Cannot wait. We've got some massive games coming up. As always, the guy right next to me. We're going to go through the games, go through some shit chat, and have a talk about some footy and some other things. Elliot, how are you, my friend?
Good, mate. How are you?
Mate, I'm actually buggered. I'm tired. I need a couple of rest days. I've had a huge week, a huge weekend. These early morning starts for the World Cup has been killing me. I had a run where I was watching every game, and the last week I've died off.
I had a decent multi going. I think it was Sunday night, and I was riding it pretty hard. So I watched all of who played Sunday night. Oh, I watched all of the Lebanese game, and then I watched most of the Tongan game. And I think we just needed Kalamatangi to score. They put 94 points on the board, and he didn't score any of them.
I know, it was dirty too.
Yeah. But I watched that, and then I half woke up on the couch. I watched most of the Samoa game as well. But now I suppose we're at the pointy end, aren't we? 8 teams left.
We are, 8 teams left, all knockout. So, lose now, gone, obviously. Yep. But yeah, look, I've enjoyed the footy. I know there's been blowout scores, but I don't think the team's playing. I don't think they care. They love actually sharing the stage with some of these massive names and big teams, and they're only going to be better down the track. So despite the scores, I think it's been exciting. The crowds have been a bit dour. The early wake up times have been hard, but overall, I've loved it. Now, we're here. We're at the pointy end, knockout football, and we're going to get into it. But mate, I am tired 'cause on the weekend. I know about you, what you got up to, but I was lucky enough to be invited to the Budgie Smugglers Ordinary Rig Contest. I should have actually probably been in it, but I decided to stay out because otherwise it just would have been a clean sweep. I would have taken that. But mate, it was a brilliant day. Shout out to the Budgie team for bringing me along and letting me be involved a little bit. And shout out to Josh Clutterbuck, who was the winner, 2022 Ordinary Rig.
Was he dancing to the Kylie Minogue song? Was that him?
Kylie Minogue.
Someone was dancing.
No, I don't think it was. Yeah. I'll have to go back through and work out exact songs. But for anyone that followed along my page, I went live for the announcement of the winner, and they announced the winner. Josh, lovely bloke up at Brizzy, hosts the podcast, A Bloody Brilliant Beers. You've probably seen him everywhere over the last couple of weeks, but they're lifting him up. Everyone's enjoying a good time. They bring on horses. Everyone's singing horses. And unbeknownst to me, I'm there with the phone going live. Decided to start singing as well. And it didn't go down too well. Let's just say I thought I wouldn't be heard amongst everyone else singing, but it's very clearly evident that you can hear me strangling a cat by singing horses, which wasn't great, but look, I had fun. But on the way out, one of the guys I was with got stopped by a girl and just randomly asked this question. I thought it was actually a great pick-up line or even just a great question in general to spring someone with, and it's, what's your go-to karaoke song? Do you have it made me think, because I was like, I've never really done that much karaoke, but if I was, what song would I sing? Have you got a karaoke song?
Yeah, if the evening's right and the moon is bright, I'll My Way, Frank Sinatra is just a ballad that is easy to butcher, but must be sung after a couple. It's a fantastic track.
Have you brought it out a bit in the past?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure when I was first with my fiance, within the first week of us dating, we were on the sherbets somewhere in the Middle East. I think we were in Dubai, and I gave her a rendition of that, and she didn't run away. So I must have absolutely done
all right then.
Way possible, yeah.
I came up with my go-to one was More Than Words by the band Extreme. Now, a lot of people go, who the hell's that? I think they had 2 hit songs, and that was one of them. But me and the boys, when we're around, we ever hear that song, we always sing in a group. And I've never sung it on stage, but I think if I was, that would be the one I would go to. And actually, I went through and I went, you know what? There's probably a few songs, and I put them in a track. Driving home on Sunday, I decided to drive to Sydney instead of fly. I thought I need some tunes to sing along to, and I put together a bit of a playlist, and I've just got 5. I just want to quickly share and just give me a rating on how you think these go as karaoke songs. So, More Than Words, Extreme, said that one. You Ain't Thinking About Me by Sonia Data.
The karaoke song, yeah, probably an 8 out of 10.
Yep. Another Sonia Data, Lover Lover, You Don't Treat Me No Good No More.
9 out of 10.
Yeah. And Wild World by Mr. Big. You know that one?
5 out of 10. That's a
punish. It is a punish. But this one, To Be With You, Mr. Big. If you've got a mate, if you've got a mate, get together and sing that one. Yeah. I think there's some belters. I was listening to them. I had goosebumps on the way home singing those. Just belting them out.
You were singing to yourself.
Singing to myself in the car. Goosebumps. Bloody oath. Yeah. That's how good I was.
Man, you are. Okay. Yep. I would say that the sleep deprivation has actually caught up with you. And
just a little bit.
This is the point of the World Cup where you lose your mind.
Yes, and we'll find out with our bets to come. Mate, November 1st is here. Dolphins are into the action. They're officially part of the comp now. We've got players that can be offered contracts for 2024. It's a magnificent time of year, November 1st. But we have got players changing clubs from 2022 going on to a new club in 2023. And I thought I'd throw it to you and come up with a few players that you're excited to see.
Yep.
Either debut for a new club, going back to an old club, whatever it is. But three or four players that you're really excited to see go around for a new club in 2023, mate.
I struggled to get to 3 or 4, so I've got 6. I'm really sorry, but I'll roll through them as quick as I can.
That's all right. No.
First one, we had a conversation with him today, Tom Gilbert at the Dolphins.
Yep.
I love the steely edge that he gave to the Cowboys. I know that they were devastated to lose him. He moves away for family reasons. He is going to be an absolute superstar and a leader. He's a future captain of that club for me. I think he's a wonderful player.
How old is he?
Bloke too. He's early to mid-20s.
Yeah, okay, yep.
Which is very
still got a lot of footy.
I can't remember 100%. Yeah, he's a young fella.
Yeah,
and you just saw when he debuted in Origin last year, he was made for it. Absolutely made for it. Josh Hodgson, if he can keep himself fit at the Eels, I mean, he's got a pretty serious spine there to work with. If he can keep himself fit, he could be the old head they need. Taking nothing away from Reid Marnie, who was outstanding the last few years, but I'm excited to see how he fits in there. You can't go past Viliami Kikau. We've seen a few of the Dogs recruits go there and maybe not deliver because of maybe some of the people around them.
Yep.
Interest is he played the most consistent footy of his life this past season. He's been excellent at the World Cup. You want to be confident if you're a Dogs fan that he can continue that.
Yep.
Who else we got? Tamare Martin. Spoke to Gavin Cooper recently, the Cowboys legend, former Panther and Titan as well. And he said, and I'll never forget this, he said out of all the 5'8s in the comp, outside of Cameron Munster, if I could pick any to play with, it's Tamare.
Wow.
He thinks he's got one of the best footy brains he's ever played with and thinks he's criminally underrated. And I can remember watching him even playing fullback for the Broncos after Coop said that. And you pay attention to him in a different light. So I'm excited. You would think, I don't know what you reckon, you'd think he'll get first crack at the 6 with Nickel Clockstad to go to 1.
Yep.
The Warriors.
Yeah. Yep. Look, he's like story last year was brilliant. Like him coming back from devastating. What was it?
Brain bleed.
Brain bleed. And so he was inspirational coming back, and you can tell he's just taking this second chance and he's not letting go of it. So, mate, I am really excited. I do think he does get that chance at 6 with Harris Tavita as well, moving on, taking a gap year or two, doing his own thing. So, he will be exciting there for the Warriors.
The last I had, Tarek Sims, I know he's 32, I think going to be 33 this year, but I think at the Melbourne Storm, I'm so excited to see him play in that system. I think that's such an underrated pick-up for them. And the last one, you can't go past Brandon Smith at the Roosters.
Yeah,
It's just going to be fascinating to see how that plays out.
many eyes on Brendan Smith. I had Tariq Sims as well as one of mine. As a Dragons fan, I was pretty pissed off to see him pushed out. I thought he's still got plenty of fuel in the tank. He has got that, that roughness around the edges, and can be wild and reckless. But you need that in your team, and I think we're going to miss that. And Bellamy is just going to get the best out of him down there. And he's going to smooth those edges out, and he's going to be a real pivotal player in that team that's lost a lot of experience as well. So he sort of just slots in there, filling in that role of like a Kenny Bromwich or Kafusi. Yeah. So really, really excited to see him play. Pissed again that we let him go, but Broncos, Reece Walsh, he's heading back. The Heartbreak Kid returns to Red Hill, so excited to see him go back and what he does. Like after 2 seasons with the Warriors, about 40 odd games, he's got a lot of footy under his belt now, and comes back to that side that they're going to learn a lot from that fade out at the end of last year, and I think really excited to see what he brings to that side and how far they can go. So not excited for the Broncos to win really, but excited to see him play. And we spoke about There you go.
Sorry, I just say I'm excited to see him grow up, and I don't mean that in a nasty way. I just know that on the field he can be the best player for the team he's playing for on game day. But I know during training and that kind of thing, I think work ethic is something that I'm sure he'll look at with the Broncos staff, and he is only a kid, and you got to remind yourself of that. But it'd be good to see him grow from a kid to a man over the next couple of years, and see if he can't become a leader at that Broncos team. Yeah, and I think the Broncos, what they've got there, will be more beneficial for him than any other side at the moment. So. Yep. Back at the Bulldogs, you mentioned Villiam and Kikau. I think Reed Marnie coming in. I think the integral piece that the Bulldogs were missing this year is that number 9. I think he's massive, and he's also a massive part of the success that the Eels had this year, making it all the way to the grand final. So to link up with them, how he goes in his first year, switching over. You said before, players coming over, not getting the best straight away. I think he's probably an integral part of getting the best out of everyone around him. And really excited to see what he brings, that little nuggety number 9. So they're my 3 players: Reece Walsh, Reed Marnie, and Tariq Sims. But there's plenty of players. You've got a fair few going to the Knights this year as well. We've got no one. I think we've got Zane Musgrove at the Dragons. So we got Tyson Gamble, who you mentioned a bit of mongrel. The early word is, and I have this from a relatively reliable source, so if I'm wrong, you can bash me from pillar to post, is that Ponga's move to 6 is confirmed regardless of whether they get Luke Brooks or not.
Oh, really?
Yep. So Kalen Ponga, from what I've heard today, again, if this reliable source is wrong, then, please shoot me down. But Ponga to 6.
There you go. So, big news. Yeah, we'll see how we go. They did it, a couple of years ago. Not quite what they wanted then, but maybe it's the right move. Yeah.
They gave him a month.
You need obviously.
So I dare say this will be all right. You've got it for the season. Interesting though, if it is correct, we won't dive too much into Newey, who they have to play fullback, because all reports are Garrick will stay at Manly. They got Bailey Hodgson, the young kid who's I think the nephew of Josh, the Pommy. And they had Dylan Fythian there. I don't know even if he's re-signed at New South Wales Cup. But if that move is confirmed, I don't know who plays one from. I really don't.
Where's Tex Hoy? He's gone to
Hull. So
Hull.
Him and Clifford are both going to Hull. Yep. So we are certainly light in the halves. Waiting on some Luke Brooks news, hopefully in the next few days. But I haven't heard anything more there.
Seems like they're flush for halves and very light on fullback, and you're moving the best player from fullback to 6.
If that's confirmed, it's big to confirm that unless they know something that we don't in terms of a Luke Brooks or whoever it might be.
Yep. Interesting to see again, mad season, November 1st, start of the off season. Really, it's massive. So, but mate, let's get on to some games, eh? We've got 4 games quarterfinal action in the World Cup this coming week. Kicking us off, Australia v Lebanon. Australia minus 42.5 point favourites. How about Lebanon? The last week, Team Hotel was robbed last week. Another attempted robbery on the weekend, the night before a game. This morning they were locked in an elevator. There was about 10 of them locked in an elevator. Yeah, no. If you go to Josh Mansour's Instagram, he's documenting it all. But they've had a run of bad luck, and unfortunately, it's probably going to continue this week when they get eliminated by Australia. Yep. Question being, by how much? Is 42 points? Are they going to get eliminated by more than 42 points?
Yeah, I think Australia cover here. Australia's going to put out its best 17 moving forward. And I mean, every player on that Australian side is an outstanding talent. But I think the Aussie side clicks, and I think they put 50 plus on them. And I'd be surprised to see Lebanon score any points.
Question with is Mal Meninga going through one of the worst breakups in history? He's dragging this DCE breakup for as long as possible. Does he just need to rip the Band-Aid off and get it over and done with? Because surely Cleary is the man to take us through the finals here, and we don't need a second half on the bench. Am I wrong in saying that?
No, you're not wrong in saying that. And the Ben Hunt, Harry Grant situation has worked so well, and that you can't see any point
messing that up.
Purely out of respect for what, whether you like DCE or not, he's been a tremendous rep player for a number of years. He was the best halfback in Origin this year. A lot of people look at that, but Nathan Cleary is the clear choice for this game. I think Mal, as you said, is struggling to rip that Band-Aid off. I'd be very surprised if Cherry Evans is in that 17. I think he'll be the 18th man.
Like you said, we're going to go out with our best 17, and unfortunately I don't think DC is there. No. I don't think we run with two utilities, especially when it comes to knockouts and predicting probably coming up against New Zealand in the semis, providing, we get past Lebanon, which I assume we would. I just don't think you risk it. So, Unfortunately, I think we've seen DCE. Yes, I'm a proud New South Welshman. I hate Queensland, but you do have to respect what he's done throughout Manly, throughout Queensland, and for Australia. And I say, sorry, mate, I think you've played your last game. So, but I think here, the 42.5 points, I think Lebanon, I'm going to take them with the start here.
You back them in?
Yeah, I think so. They've improved massively, gelled really together well in this tournament. They weren't out of it against New Zealand, and it was a great contest against Ireland, and they dominated Jamaica. I just think they hold together well here against the Aussies. I think they'll fight to the end. I believe they actually got a couple of tries in them. So even if Australia score 50, if they get a couple of tries, they will cover that. So I think they can get a little bit of a score here and get a score put on them, but still stay in the fight. So I'm going to take Lebanon with the start here. You got any try scorers? Obviously we don't know any team news yet, but we're just going to go off what we predicted the best squads. But you got any try scorers?
The market that I liked was I was looking at before was the time of the first try. I think I'm going to go after 8 minutes or whatever it is. I think it's 7 minutes 59 because I wouldn't be surprised if Lebanon start really well.
Yep,
with a lot of fire, a lot of passion as they normally do, and then Australia roll over them. I think it was $1.80 was paying for after 8 minutes. So I think I'm going to jump on that. In terms of try score, I'll probably go an Addo-Carr hat trick.
There you go. Well, I think that left side, when, I predict it's going to be Munster, Crichton, Latrell Mitchell and Josh Addo-Carr. You could almost pick all of them. It is terrifying. Any of them to score one. I think I'll go Crichton for some value, or even Munster. He probably provide a little value. But I'm going to throw it in there, throw in Mansour, because I think he'll get over. He's my try scorer for Lebanon if they score one.
He got a hat trick on the weekend,
He did, yep. So they've been pushing it out his side. That's where they, running all their attack through. So I think if they can get one, it'll come through him. So I'm going to throw him in. I think he'll provide a little bit of value between that $2 or $3 mark. Throw him in with a Crichton or a Munster just to get some value there. But I think Lebanon within the points.
Okay.
England PNG. England minus 22.5. Dom Young. I think you said. Did you say a hat trick last week or? 2 tries. He got 4
in the first half.
In 20 minutes too. Yeah, all in the first half within 20 minutes. Amazing. Outstanding. 8 tries so far in the tournament. So your top try scorer is looking hot as.
Yep.
PNG, they've showed some great form, though. They kept it close against Tonga, only allowed 3 tries to the Cook Islands and kept Wales to 0, so showing some good defence there. However, they come up against an English side that has scored 196 points in 3 games, which is massive. I think they're way too strong hit for the PNG lads. I think they cover that 22 points yourself.
Yeah, I mean, I am going to have a little dig on PNG on the head-to-head at $10 because, you just never know. And I do like seeing the English lose.
Yep.
However, safer bet, I'm going to go PNG to cover and a Dom Young double or 2 or more.
There you go. And you probably get some value there because you're combining one team and a try scorer from the other. So don't hate that. But I just think England too strong. They've scored a fair few tries up the middle as well. With Tom Burgess, Elliot Whitehead, some of those other guys. Tom Burgess scored 2 in his 2 of the games. Sorry, out of the 3 games, he scored in 2 of them. I'll get it right. Elliot Whitehead, he'll provide some value as well. Plus, Georgie Williams looking to continue his good form. I got England to cover. Dom and Tom for me, double trouble.
Dom and Tom, okay, I like that.
Dom double and Tom to score as well to England to cover. So I think, we're in for a decent game there as well. New Zealand, Fiji. New Zealand 30.5-point favourites. Interesting one, this one, I think. Fiji taken down by the Aussies, but they bounced back against the Italians. Struggled against the Scottish, where they completed terribly, too many errors and just looked out of it altogether. If they bring that against the Kiwis, they will get slaughtered. Kiwis averaging 50 points per game. Feels like they could easily do that here. Can the Fijians pull out some flair, keep it respectable, or the Kiwis too strong, cover that 30, mate?
I don't think the Kiwis cover 30. No, I think maybe 14, 16 points in it. I know the Fijians were dreadful in that game, but I think on paper their side, if the most important game of the tournament, I think they'll be up for it. I don't think they'll win, but I think having them at $21 to win is also a little bit insane. I thought maybe closer to 8 or 9. So again, I'm going to gamble responsibly on the head-to-head as well.
Head-to-head, really?
Yeah. Well, $5 here. Why not?
Why not? Anything can happen in this game. Peter Hiku, he's a perfect 3 from 3 this tournament. Yeah. I'm going to back him to go again, as well as Jerome Hughes. He was just absolutely on fire last week. Outstanding against Ireland, scoring a double. So nice little safe play. I'm just going to combine Jerome Hughes and Peter Hiku to score tries in this one. But yeah, I think for the result, I think New Zealand cover. I'll go against you there. Tonga v Samoa, probably the game of the tournament coming up, I think. Tonga -3.5. The 21st time these two teams will have met. Tonga having a 10-9 lead in the series with 1 draw. The last 4 have been split. Tonga have had the last 2 wins, the 2 before going to Samoa. Tonga's looked really slow with a 6-point win over PNG to start the tournament before dominating wins over Wales and the Cook Islands. Samoa bounced back after their horror start against England in the first game. They recorded a 68-point win against Greece, 58-point win against France, only allowing 1 try in each of those games. Despite completing terribly and making too many errors against Greece, they were still able to put on a score and were brilliant against France. This is going to be a cracking game. Isaiah Katoa last week, 32 points. I can't wait to see what he does for the Dolphins this year as well. We're talking about players. He's changed the clubs, going from the Panthers to the Dolphins, so he's another one to look out for. But interesting to see what Tonga do in the halves here. Will they go with Amoni and Lolohea, or Katoa on the bench, Katoa to start? What do you think they're going to start with here, mate?
I think they'll stick with Katoa and Lolohea.
Yep.
But that's tough. I mean, I'd keep it the same as it was on the weekend with Amoni. He would have played half an hour off the bench.
Yeah. Yep.
This game is so hard to pick, mate. I've been umming and ahhing, and we said from the start we thought it was Samoa's time to go out there and achieve something special. I'm going to go for them in the head-to-head without a great deal of confidence. What are they? You said $2.35?
Yeah, yep.
But I just, honestly, I had Jason Taumalolo from a Samoan fan scares the shit out of me. He was just on another planet on the weekend, as he quite normally is, to be honest. I do worry about the Samoan bigs up against the some of the Tongan boys. I do think that's where Tonga have the edge in the forward pack.
This is going to be like a brilliant game for for forward followers because they will just be crunching all day, so they won't stop. It is going to be cracking there. I've got a feeling like there mightn't be many points in this. It could be like a 16-10 scoreline or something very, very, very close. But yeah, I don't know. I was the same. Yeah, tossing and turning. About who to go with, but yeah, I think I'll stick with Tonga -3.5. I think they've been the stronger of the two. And what I said at the start of the thing was when I said Samoa would be a team we'll be talking about. If they fail here in the quarters with the team that they had on paper, I think that's what people are going to be talking about. They can't put it together when the big games matter. So, massive clash. But I'm taking Tonga. I think Tonga get the points here. -3.5. Daniel Tupu, 5 tries in his last 2 for Tonga. Taylor May, he had 4 last week in the game as well. Brian To'o finding the line with 3 in his last 2. And we spoke about him, Keon Kolamatangi, not getting there last week. I think he gets there, and I think he provides some value for Tonga here, so I'm going to throw him in. Okay. Tonga for the win, -3.5. Keon and Tupu both to score. That's how I'm playing. How about you, mate?
I'll go Samoa to win. I'll go New Brown and Jerome Luai.
Been a big fan of New Brown, haven't you?
I think he's criminally underrated. I think if he, with respect to the Tigers, I think if his comeback story was at any other club, it would have been talked about a lot more. I know you covered it, and that's appreciated, but I think it's a tremendous story.
Interesting to see what the Tigers do with Appy coming there, and whether how many minutes he gets off the bench. We saw how well Appy coming in after 20 minutes with Mitch Kenny.
And forgive me, could he start at 13?
Yeah, I think he could even maybe start at 9, then Appy comes in after 20 minutes and he goes back to 13, possibly. But be interesting to see what happens there. But yes, that is the games. That is the 4 games, the quarterfinals, kicking off Saturday morning, very early Saturday morning, I think. Or maybe it might be a bit later. Who knows? But
what do we got? 4:30 if you're in New South Wales. That'll start on Saturday morning.
Got a family trip with. We're travelling away for the weekend, so
where are you going?
Down to Deniliquin. Hopefully, if this rain stops. We're currently experiencing, like everywhere, so much rain. My backyard's flooded. Roads are closed, so hopefully we can get there. But yeah, 4:30 might be an early start with. Up late drinking with the olds and up early with the kids. So, again, next week I could be just like totally out of it.
Shelly yourself.
100%. I just need a break. I can't wait for December. What do you got on for the weekend, mate? Golf? Play a bit of golf?
Yeah, I am. I'm in Brizzy for the next few days for work, and then I fly back on Saturday night, and the missus is saying, "Oh, what are we doing Sunday then?" I said, "Well, I got a tea time at midday.
You can do it. You can do whatever you want. But 12 o'clock, I'm gone.
I mean, you can come with me if you want and play caddy. But yeah, honestly, golf and I'll watch a bit of footy, and that'll be it.
Yep. You broken 100?
Oh fuck! Oh no. I've been playing golf only for the last 6 months, really. And I just got my handicap, and I've been trying to break 100. That's a goal before Christmas.
Yep.
And I knew I was close the other day, and I got to the 17th hole, and on the 17th and 18th, I shot back-to-back 8s and shot 103.
Oh, and no.
I didn't want to just throw my clubs in the water. I was ready to dive in and not come back out. It was pretty miserable, but hopefully this weekend's the week, mate.
Best of luck. I'll stay tuned to the stories and keep an eye. I'm trying to get back into golf.
It's as interesting as my life gets, to be honest, is sharing golf scores now. So
yeah,
welcome to middle age.
We might have to do a golf pod next year. That could be it.
I mean, most white people across the world are, so you may as well. Yeah.
I'm wearing all look at me, all white too. Yeah. White jumper, white hat. Portraying something here, but yeah. Thanks, legend, and best of luck this weekend.
On you, mate.
See you guys.